Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's been an interesting week, let me say. On one hand, I really like the Rift-S, and I think VR is pretty freaking cool. On the other hand, I just want to scream, man. Like, this thing is just so freaking hokey. And it's never ending. It's absolutely never ending. I played 3 different games tonight. I played Super Hot VR, I played Beat Saber, and I've been playing some DCS. And every single time I had to reset my Guardian area, which is the little area that you kind of rope off virtually so you don't walk into your wall or walk into your couch or walk into your bed or whatever the scenario may be. So, it's pretty fucking annoying. And then earlier in the week, actually a couple days ago, and all of a sudden everything was completely washed out. I'm talking, it looked like somebody took the gamma and shoved it in the wrong direction, or somebody took the brightness, cranked it like shit. And I did everything that was suggested. I unplugged the display port in the USB, then I plugged the USB back in first. Here, let me turn on frames per second. And then, what else did I do? Oh, I had a weird issue. The second day I had this, I bought it on Sunday, and then Monday I come home from work and I go to play. And it says your one controller has a low battery, and I couldn't do anything. And I started looking it up online and Googling it and seeing what's up, and it says, use the public test version of the software. Well, actually, I posted on one of the Reddits for it, and the guy from Oculus said, oh, use our test version of the software. And I'm like, alright, and then I did that and it seemed like everything was fine for a few days. But then when this little thing showed up with everything being all washed out and really shitty looking, I went through everything. I replaced the software. I went back from public test to the real version of the software. They had me taking the foam pads off this thing and checking the connection on the actual headset itself. So I had to rip the foam pads off, make sure everything was connected tight, all that bullshit. Nothing fixed it. And then I finally decided for the second or third time I did a reboot. And once I did a reboot and everything came back up, it was working again. So the past, since last night, I guess, it's working fine again. But now I have the annoying issue of literally losing my Guardian play area nonstop. So it's almost like every time I go to play a game, I've got to reset up this imaginary zone because the software sucks so bad it can't figure it out. So I don't know, man. I mean, I really like this. I think it's absolutely fucking cool for depth perception, because what you can't see in the video that I can see is this cockpit looks really 3D. Like, I could reach out, I feel like I could just reach out and touch it, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like it's a real cockpit, That is really cool. And games like Beat Saber is super fun. Super Hot VR is really fun. It's kind of a weird game where you move and time moves, and people are shooting at you, and you got to duck out of the way, like the Matrix bullet time. I mean, there's a lot of cool things to this. But at the same time, there's a lot of quirky, buggy shit with it. Like, what the fuck? Why doesn't this stuff work reliably? It's not like my machine is garbage either, I've got an i5 9600K running at stock speeds. I have a new RTX 2080 Super. I've got 32 gigabytes of PC 3000 memory. I'm running on a Z90 motherboard. I've got a HOTAS. I mean, I've got everything. And it just is kind of buggy. And it really drives me freaking batshit crazy lately. Like, I just want to sit down and play. And get this. So even with DCS, I go to launch the game, and it does nothing. And then it's either the second or the third time that I go to launch DCS, then it works. So I almost feel like I'm playing something completely different than what other people are playing, because everybody's raving about VR and how awesome it is, but to me it seems like the software or the hardware, I don't know which, probably the software, is just a buggy mess of shit that does not want to work reliably. Like I said, I got to literally 2 or 3 times launch DCS, and the first couple, it's either the first or the second time, both, it'll crash, and then the third time it loads in. I still can't figure out how to get IL-2 working right. I load IL-2, and then Steam VR takes over, and I don't even have IL-2 on Steam. I have IL-2 outside of Steam. And it just drops me into this, like, Steam VR page. And then I went to go buy Elite Dangerous today. What another fucking nightmare. Steam's having a sale on Elite Dangerous. I have it on the Xbox, and I don't play it because it seemed like it's just this massive grindy game that I probably wouldn't enjoy, but I wanted to try it out in VR. I thought it would be kind of fun in VR. I don't know why my hand's floating around. The controller was literally sitting on my lap. So there's another interesting bug. I went to go buy that on Steam today, and then I went to launch it, and then it takes you over to the Frontier page, and it nonstop kept telling me I needed a code, and then it sent me the verification code. And after the verification code, it would tell me, oh, by the way, you need to purchase the game. I'm like, what the fuck, really? So that went on for about 45 minutes. I checked Reddit. I sent a ticket in. Nobody responded, so I said, fuck this. I don't have time for it. So I had requested a refund from Steam. I figured it would be kind of cool to try out, but man, I don't got time for this. It's a headache after headache. Like, I was doing fine with every game on my 49-inch super ultra wide monitor and having a blast, no issues. All of a sudden with this Rift-S, man, it seems like just non-stop things, And I got a few weeks to try this out before I take it back to Best Buy. I snagged it because I had a 10% off coupon, and I thought it would be cool, I mean, 10%'s a good deal. So, I'm still torn. I mean, as you can see, it looks freaking great, It's not as good as my monitor in terms of the visual quality, but the depth perception and the ability to kind of pan around a cockpit and see what's going on, and to follow a target. Let's see, what do I have here? I thought I had, what's this one? Weapons practice. I don't think I ever did this one. But depth perception is amazing. It seems like I'm getting anywhere from, oh, it's a ground attack. I suck at this, so I'm just going to fly around. It seems like I'm getting anywhere from 40 to 80 FPS. Let's see, the fuse. It's weird doing this with the little pointer here. Nose, E-fuse, instant, air to ground. Oh, I hit air to air, dummy. There we go. And let me turn off the labels because that's annoying for ground targets. I get it, for air I need it, but for ground targets it seems a pain in the ass. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I really think this is awesome in many ways. I get it. It does seem that you need a pretty hefty system to pull this off and have fun. That makes sense too. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm just really, really freaking annoyed by all the issues that I'm having with it. Like, I don't like having to reset the damn, wait. Let's see if I hit anything. This is pretty cool, being able to do this. And really look. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. going in. Oh, maybe not. I made it. But as I was saying, there are some really cool things to this. Like, you could really look and see ground targets, man. Like, that was really hard on a monitor. I don't think I hit anything. And seeing the gauges and stuff like that, they are a little bit blurry. They're not perfect, you know, at all. Let's see if this one will actually hit something. Oh, there's a crater. Okay. I didn't hit anything useful, though, of course. But what you can't see is the actual depth perception that I can see within these goggles. Like, this plane looks freaking amazing this way. It's not as crisp and as detailed as my monitor, but I don't know, man. It's kind of like a Viewmaster versus the regular old Page, you know? Let's see, what can we do here? What are these guys? These rockets? No, that's a CCIP. Those are rockets. Let's try that. So, I'm super torn, man. I'm still playing around with this, but like, it seems like a chore, you know? Or extra added steps, which are, to me, almost unnecessary. It's like, it's just a lot of work to use this thing, it seems. DCS, like I said, will crash 2 or 3 times. And then maybe the second time it'll work. Maybe the third time it'll work. Hard to tell. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, hit something that time. How about that? But man, I could just like tilt my head out the cockpit and see things. So like, I'm so torn. Because like, it has been a very frustrating scenario after another with this thing. Did I hit anything that time? Nope. So I don't know, man. Does anybody else having these kind of issues? I mean, do these things continually do this? Why does the software continually lose my Guardian play area? That's the thing that is really annoying. Like, I'm so tired of having to redefine it every time I go to play a game. And then I get in here and I get into DCS and I start flying around like this. And I just think, wow, this is pretty cool. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it supposed to be this way? How did I run out? I thought I had unlimited. Oh, I probably just got to select them again. Nope. Rockets. That's what it is. And, oh look, something actually did blow up. I don't see that I'm going to get 90 frames per second out of this anytime soon. I know people with 2080 Ti's aren't doing it. But I am getting used to the fact that, you know, yeah, it doesn't look as good as my monitor, and I'm not getting 100 frames per second, but it is pretty damn cool. Like I said, especially when you turn sideways and you just kind of look out of the cockpit, you could see things down below you, which is really nice. So what do you guys think, man? Is it supposed to be this hard? Am I experiencing, like, normal stuff? Is this just the growing pains of dealing with VR? You know? Should it be this hard? I mean, the cost of admission isn't cheap. You know, these things are $400. And you need a hell of a system to pull it off. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to bore you with my ranting about my shitty experience with the Rift-S so far. I'd say it's 50-50 right now. I really do. I think it's 50%, wow, this is pretty fucking awesome. I absolutely love this. And then 50%, I just want to pull my hair out, you know? It's like I shouldn't have to deal with all this nonsense when I want to just play with it. It seems like just a bunch of unnecessary steps. And is it shitty software? Because that's what it seems like to me. I don't know. I'd love to know, though. You know, I've got a few weeks before I got to take this thing back, you know. Do I keep it? Is this going to get better? You know, that's what I'd really like to know. Is this scenario going to get better? I turned off those mirrors and it didn't seem to make a difference either. Or there is one more command. What the hell was that command? Left control numpad 1. Left control numpad 1. That's supposed to turn off yeah, there we go. My frame rate changed. So that's something else somebody told me about. You turn off asynchronous warp, ASL or something, asynchronous something warp. And then your frame rate actually supposedly unlocks. But to me, I've turned that off and now look, I'm right back at 40. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I'm still trying to tweak this thing. It seems like I can turn on MSAA. And what's the other one? God, I get them confused. I can turn on one or the other, and the performance seems the same. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But again, I do like doing ground stuff in this. It seems like you can really see things so much better. Especially in the Viggen, man. Those rockets in the Viggen, man. I was having fun with that the other day when I did that other video. So much fun. So I don't know. 50% awesome, 50% what the hell, right? What do you guys think? I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to get something out there. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. And until next time.